Welcome back to the channel. So this week we're headed to Dungallan Country House Hotel in Oban. Bit of a weird one this, I just sort of came across it on Instagram. It's basically a bit of a renovation, so it used to be a hotel I think, and it fell into a bit of disrepair, and then a new owners came in and decided to sort of renovate it and open it back up. Kirsty and Simon, who run the place, have sort of overseen the whole thing and they were documenting it through their Instagram. I love stuff like that. I've always loved programmes like Grand Designs and things like that, so I was just sort of following it along. And I was quite astonished at the level of detail that they were going to. It's quite easy, particularly if it's a business, for them to sort of scrimp and scrape and maybe sort of cut corners and things, but the levels of details we're getting with like the plaster work and stuff like that was really amazing to see. So I've just been following it on there and just sort of speaking back and forth on Instagram basically, and they very kindly invited me to come along and see the finished product. So I'm really excited. I'm getting to go and see my sort of real life Grand Design in person, so I'm buzzing for it, and they look as if they do the most amazing afternoon teas as well, so we're going to get stuck into that. So Saturday morning, just about to sort of leave the now and get headed up to Oban, so let's see what we get up to this weekend. So we've finally arrived at Dungallan Country House. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got a nice big sweeping driveway coming up to the actual building itself, and then as soon as you park, you've got this view down into Oban Bay and right down into Oban with the Isle Carrera right in front of you as well. We just arrived in time. Check-in's not until 2 o'clock, it's about 1 o'clock now. Just a wee quick look about the place, and then we're going to sit down to some afternoon tea. Take you around and just show you the gardens now. So unbelievable. So apologies for any wind noise, but that's the view for the garden. Quite a bit windy today. The place is stunning. Lovely garden for a nice summer's day to sit here with a beer, overlooking that.
Anyway, won't be in 5 weeks.
Oh, is that 5 weeks?
Yeah, so we'll be closing to 2 weeks. The boys will be coming in and putting the new carpets in here. So by the time we get back.
So this is the library room. It's got a nice Scotland section for anybody that's wanting to read up while visiting. Lovely big fire. Some nice big comfortable chairs just to sit and relax. And a lovely view out to the garden. So this is the dining room. This is where breakfasts are served. You can also have your afternoon tea in here if you wish as well. Really nice, and a lovely big chandelier, and I love the wallpaper. The wallpapering all the way through the place is incredible, even in the toilets. As I keep saying all the way through this, I know I'm a bit of a broken record, but the attention to detail that Simon and Kirsty have went to is an absolute joke. It's what made me love following their journey so much, but what a place. So this is the room, or the suite should I say. It's the Duke of Argyll suite. Nice big wardrobe, and there's a mini bar as well with some milk and stuff for your coffee, some nice chilled water. Big amazing bed, beautiful big chandelier. I love the high ceilings. Coffee station here as well, and their homemade tablet that they're getting a wee bit famous for as well. Everybody seems to demand it. I've got the first view for the bed out here into Oban Bay. They've also very kindly gave us some alcohol-free champagne since my partner's pregnant. It's very thoughtful of them. Nice wee seating area, flat screen TV, and this here must be the best thing about the room. The view is an absolute joke. Looking out onto the wee boats, the Isle Carrera over there, and then in the background, the Isle of Mull. And you can see down in the Oban Bay, which is amazing because you can watch the ferries coming in and out. But the room is absolutely stunning. So we're going to get our bags up. I dare say we'll get that opened up as well, get ourselves settled, and then maybe head into Oban. So my apologies, I just realised that isn't the other room. It's a suite, and this is the big bathroom suite. Complete, by the way, with underfloor heating on this amazing marble tile. I love the old sort of Victorian sinks. And then through here, an incredible roll top bath. Lovely big shower, but the party piece here is this. The view for the bath. So you sit in here and you're getting that view they've also had that much attention to detail. They've also put a table here for you to put your champagne, your prosecco, whatever it is, while you sit and look at that in the bath. They've also got plans in the future to open up that balcony once they've got planning permission as well. But absolutely stunning. It's so weird having followed the sort of journey on Instagram of the renovation. It's really bizarre to be standing here actually in the place. It's like getting to visit your own grand designs. There's even a wee toilet in here as well. So it's got absolutely everything. So that's it, get my bags up, get ourselves settled. So I didn't even realise on the bed there was a wrapped up present, and it had on the tag "To the future mini adventurer," and Simon and Kirsty have very kindly got our baby that's due a wee blanket, an incredibly kind touch of them, so thank you very much. So the room's incredible. I got a wee bit of video footage of the afternoon tea, but it's the best afternoon tea that I've ever had. Don't get me wrong, it's not as if I'm in the habit of getting afternoon teas everywhere I go, but the ones that I have had, that definitely beats it. The chef makes everything from scratch. Basically all the cakes, all the sandwiches, all as fresh as you can possibly get. The smoked salmon sandwiches were absolutely ridiculous, and they had these wee, I don't even know what you would call them, maybe like a coconut sort of truffle thing. They were amazing, and they had wee miniature trifles, a sort of lemon posset type thing as well, but I'm absolutely stuffed. So good. So going to get ourselves settled in the room, go and get the bags and that, and we'll see what we get up to next. But I think I'm going to head into Oban once we've got ourselves settled, so I'll catch up with you then. So this is probably my most favourite pub in Oban, the Oban Inn. It is right next to Oban Distillery and right on the harbour. Great wee pub, got a great atmosphere and that, and it's always pretty busy, got live music, decent pub food as well, and an amazing Guinness. So I'm going to go in here in the Oban Inn in Oban. It's absolute dynamite wee pub as well, always really busy, got live singers and stuff on, and a day a dynamite Guinness as well, which I'm putting myself here, and up behind me you can see all their awards for their Guinnesses as well. So we're going to have a couple in here, and I'm going to head over to the Tartan Tavern. It's a cracking wee pub as well, it does a lovely Guinness as well, so I'll catch you in there. So I've left the Tartan Tavern and I'm going for a chippy, and in my opinion this is the best chippy in Oban, and actually probably one of the best in the country, the Oban Fish and Chip Shop. So going to go in here, get myself a fish and chips, and then hopefully a couple of more. So I just had that fish and chips, and I just realised again that I forgot to film it. I'm not very good at this vlogging carry on, but it was amazing. I'll try and put a photo of the tap to show you what it's like. But we're just heading back into the Oban Inn for another Guinness to wash it down. So just back at the hotel, going to head downstairs, get a nice drink to relax, maybe get a nice wee whiskey. So brought myself down to the bar, got myself a Balvenie Doublewood, one of my favourites, a nice Peroni to go with it. I've just picked up one of the books for the library. There's loads, there's a specific Scotland section as well. And I'm just sitting in the library with a lovely view of the garden. You've also got the sea views as well, bit of rain's coming down as well, so it's lovely to be nice and cosy inside. So I'm going to sit and enjoy this and have a wee flick through the book and maybe see if I can plan my next trip. Good morning. So Sunday morning, had a fantastic sleep. The bed is absolutely massive and so comfortable. So great night's sleep. We've got up, we've got the bags packed, I've got showered. I feel as if on these videos I'm usually saying I had a lazy morning and it's like 12 o'clock by the time I start videoing, but no, it's about the back 8. And the reason I'm so eager is I want to go down and get the breakfast. The breakfast here looks absolutely unreal, all different choices. I still actually don't know what I'm going to pick. I'm just going to make a spur of the moment decision when I go down there, but everything looks brilliant anyway, so let's see what it looks like. So we're just about to check out after breakfast, but I just wanted to show you the view for the room again. It is just absolutely ridiculous. You can see Kerrera again, the Isle of Mull, and over there, the Isle of Lismore. It's not often you get a room view with 3 separate islands there, overlooking the boats as well. I love boats, I'm fascinated. This one down here, this wee white one. MD's coming across a Euro Millions when I told him wants to buy me a boat. That'd be absolutely perfect. So going to get ourselves checked out, and then I think the plan is, if we can be bothered on the way down the road, is to hopefully stop for a wee quick bit of fishing, maybe catch a mackerel or two before we go home, so I'll maybe hopefully catch up with you there. So I managed to stop on the way down the road just at Loch Fyne, hoping to only be here for about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm just wanting to hopefully get some mackerel. Last time I was here I took them home and I made hot smoked peppered mackerel and they were absolutely unreal. So it's been sort of raining on and off all the way down. It's kind of heading in a bit now, so I'm hoping if I can quickly come and just get enough, get myself back in the car and get back down the road. So let's see how we get on. Well, it's a tiny wee sea trout. It's at least saved me a blank. I lost another wee tiny one, but nothing of size yet. No sign of any mackerel, but I'm going to get this wee guy back. Grow big for another day. And that is what I came for. A mackerel, pretty decent size as well. So I'm going to put it out of its misery, see if I can get a couple more, get myself home. So that's me finished, my time's up. 2 mackerel, I was hoping for some more, but I was only meant to be here for half an hour or so, and I think that's been probably just there an hour, which isn't a very good idea when you've got a pregnant woman in the motor waiting on you. So I'm going to cut my losses, get back down the road, and I'll show you me sort of curing these and smoking them when I get down there. So I'll catch up with you back here. So I've got back to the house, I've gutted and filleted the fish. I've then took out the pin bones. Rather than pulling the pin bones out individually, I just do like a sort of V cut down either side and they all lift out in the one go. So that's what I've done, and then I've patted them dry. I've also got my cure mix here as well, which is basically half brown sugar, half salt, and I've got some crushed up black pepper in there as well. You can put in kind of whatever you like. There's probably much better cure mixes than that. It's just roughly what I use and it's always served me well. And I've got a wee tin here. I've just lined it with cling film. And what I'm basically going to do is just put about half of the mix in the bottom. Spread it all about. And I'm just going to put my mackerel on top. And then basically just put the rest. This is probably overkill the amount I use, but I just had enough brown sugar left in the cupboard, so I just used all it, and then added an equal portion of salt. So I'm going to leave it in there, going to leave it in, again it varies, I'm not an expert at this at all, but I'll leave it in there about an hour and a half I did the last time, and that seemed to work out pretty good. And what happens is, the salt breaks down the cells, which draws out the moisture that's in the fish, which firms up the flesh, which gives you a sort of nice texture when you're eating it. But what it also does then is it then draws the salt into the flesh along with the sugar and the black pepper to impart flavour. Then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to rinse it off and I'm going to leave it again maybe another hour just to dry. And when it dries, a sort of film develops on top of the fish. It's technically called a pericule, I think you call it, but basically that's when you smoke it, that's what the smoke sort of grips onto and really gets that smoke onto the fish. And then I'm going to smoke it basically, so I'll catch up with you probably next time just I'm at the barbecue, to be honest with you. So the fish has been in the cure, it was in there for about an hour and a half, then I washed it off, then I patted it dry, and then I've just sprinkled it with black pepper, put it back on the fridge for roughly an hour there or thereabouts, just on a rack to get the airflow in about it. And I've also, that whole time, I've got cherrywood chips, and I soaked them in water, and that's basically because what you do is put the coals on the barbecue, and then it's obviously the heat for the sort of hot smoking because you want it to cook the fish, but you keep them damp, so you don't want a flame, you don't want an actual fire, you just want the smoke to sort of billow off it, which then is what smokes the fish, and the sort of residual heat for the barbecue is what cooks it. So I'm just about to go to now and put it on. So there we go, that's the hot smoked mackerel. It's looking absolutely dynamite, and I'm going to eat it while it's warm as well, because that's when it's best, so buzzing for this. So that's the end of this week's video, guys. I know it's a bit of a random one. Luxury hotel, walking about Oban, going to some pubs, catching fish, and then even like smoking fish. But I did say when I created the channel, I was creating it just to try and show a wee bit more sort of detail behind the photos and stuff that I put on Instagram. And sometimes my weekends are a wee bit random like that, to be honest with you. I kind of half the time never know what I'm even going to get up to myself. Obviously I knew I was going to do a bit of fishing, or hoped I was going to do a bit of fishing this week because I took my stuff with me, but a lot of the time I'll take my stuff and nothing will ever happen. So that's what it is. It's just a bit of a random insight into the random weekends that I get up to, but I had a great time. Honestly, Kirsty and Simon at Dungallan Country House couldn't have done enough for us. The place is absolutely stunning, and I genuinely couldn't recommend it enough, and I couldn't recommend Oban enough either. I love the place and I go there quite a lot. So hope you enjoyed it. Remember, like and subscribe. I don't know where the next one's going to be or what it's going to be like. My partner's quite heavily pregnant, so that's the last of the sort of major trips. I don't really know what's going to be happening next, but I'll be filming it anyway, and I'll catch you in the next one.